So the first tip is the most important tip. It's the wow tip. It's the tip that's going to completely transform the video creation process. If you only watch one tip, watch this one. Hello and welcome to The Adult Life, where we give you the tools to be a happy and healthy adult. My name is Simi and I'm the adult in charge. So we're getting to what would be my favourite time of the year, if it didn't rain. That's right, it's autumn or fall for my American viewers. And it's so cold outside, I'm actually wearing a cardigan indoors for the first time. It's ridiculous. But because it's so cold outside, you have a lot more reason to stay indoors and get acquainted with content creation, specifically your video creation workflow. So if you watched my last video on the 7 things I wish I knew before I started YouTube, you'd know that my normal video creation process used to take 4 whole days and it used to get me so down because I thought if I can only do 1 video in 4 days, then I can only release 1 video a week. What am I going to do? But with some careful refinement, I've been able to get my videos from 4 days down to 2 days and even 1 day if I really hate myself that day. Something I noticed is that I was doing a lot of things, but not all of them were actually that relevant to the video creation process. So I organised all the things I used to do when making videos, removed all the ones that weren't that efficient and organised them in a way that would make everything I do relevant and time saving. So let's jump right in. So the first tip is the most important tip. It's the wow tip. It's the tip that's going to completely transform the video creation process. If you only watch one tip, watch this one. And that is have a template. The best thing about having a template is that it gives all your videos an overall vision. It makes sure that the research that you're doing stays relevant and it makes sure that you're not doing tasks that aren't efficient. I use my template as a checklist to make sure I'm always doing certain things. It's a place that I can put all the things for one video together in one place, and it allows me to approach every video in the same way, which is so important when you're trying to build a consistent and uniform brand. So now let's take a look at my basic template.
So we're in the template now and we start off with the outline, which is just the title and 1 or 2 keywords that I thought would be best for the video. And then we move on to the video script, which has some major points and then some minor points and bullet points underneath. And then we move on to the shot list. And the shot list is where I'm filming. So right now that's my bedroom because it's the studio. And then I'm shooting some B-roll, which is the template right now, and then Trello a bit later. And for the description, I don't always do this in advance, but sometimes I do. And finally, we have the tags. The tags are so important because they're actually what help people find your videos. And because it's so time consuming, I like to do that beforehand. So I know that as soon as I finish this, I'm free to move on.
So once I've completed my template, I know that I've done all the research that I need to do and I'm ready to film the video. And I usually keep all my videos organized in Google Drive, but really and truly, if you're as organized as I wish I was, you'd use something called Trello. And Trello is a project management software, and it really just gives you a quick and easy overview of all the projects you have on hand and their current status. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go into Trello now, and I'm going to show you how I'm trying to transition my video creation workflow from Google Drive to Trello.
Now, as you can see in my Trello board, I have 6 lists. And each list is a status of a particular video. So I start off with ideas. In the ideas section is where I put every idea for a video before I start researching. And having a large area for my video ideas means that I don't have to think of a new one each time I want to create a new video for the week. So on research day, I'll take a video from the ideas box and then move it to research. Once I finish all the research I want to do and I want to start filming, I'll move it on to filming. And once I've filmed with the A-roll and the B-roll and I'm happy with all the footage, I'll move it on to editing. Once it's edited properly, I'll usually watch it a few times before I put it to ready. And then once it's ready to be posted, all that needs to be done is to upload it to YouTube. So if we look here, you'll see how I'm trying to create a template for all of my videos, and it will look something like this. So at the top, I have the title, which is currently just the best YouTube workflow. Now I have 7 different labels that can be added to any of these cards, and it helps me know what has been done and what hasn't been done. So as you can see, the research has been done, the scripting has been done, and the audio has been done. Now I'll talk about audio a little bit later. You can also see that I've written a small description. I may or may not use this exact description later, but at least it gives me somewhere to start from. I've linked my template here as a Google Doc. You can actually just write it in the activity section, but I feel like the activity section doesn't give you enough formatting to help you really make sense of what you're writing. So I think it is best to link a separate document. Underneath the document are the checklists. Now, as you can see, I have the pre-filming, the filming day, and the post-filming sections. And right now, obviously, I only do the pre-filming checklist, as that's what's in my template. But I'm trying to transition to Trello where I can do proper checklists and make sure that I'm following the same steps each time. Right now, I do all of that mentally, and sometimes I do find myself forgetting things like making sure the batteries are charged. So I just think it'll be a lot easier to have a proper checklist where I'm actually physically checking off each thing as I'm doing it.
So as you can see my trailer template, I really split it into 2 days. First day is my pre-video day, and that's where I do all my research, and the second day is my filming and editing day, which is when I film and edit. So we start off with picking the idea from the ideas list, and then we start with the outline. So the outline is usually just the title, which may or may not be the name of the idea, and the major keywords that we're going to be using. Now the thing about the title is that just choose one because you can always change it later on. And once we've started with the first few keywords, then we start doing the research. So I use TubeBuddy and vidIQ to do a bit of keyword research, just get an idea of how many people are searching for the keywords. And I also look at videos with similar keywords to mine and watch them, maybe look at the points that they're making, think about any they've missed, and then also think about maybe some recent news or technology that would make my video more up to date. So looking at other people's videos really forms a large part of my SEO research, and I'll use the tags that I find on their videos too. So while I'm looking at this, I always get the major points that I'm going to be using and use it to create a basic script for the video. And when it comes to the scripts, I don't write them down word for word because I found out that it made me feel really robotic, and I got really frustrated because it made me do so many more takes than I needed to. So now I just put 1 or 2 bullet points and then I speak from my mind about all of it. Once I've got the script down, I usually do a video recording that's actually just audio. And what happens is that I approach my audio as a video, and I get in front of the camera and I get comfortable speaking, and I really just speak as if I was making a video. So sometimes if I feel like a point that I was making at the beginning should be towards the middle, or a point that I was making towards the end should be at the beginning, I can do that, all without feeling like I've actually wasted my time because I've got footage that I've made that I can't use anymore. I also noticed it helped with the flow, so I was able to just speak and I got a lot more comfortable about what I was saying, and I didn't have to think on the fly as much because I'd already done it before, which is something I really struggled with. So once I finish with my audio, I make any notes that I need to make, I fill out the script a bit more, again not word for word because I don't like that kind of stuff, and I finalize the whole template and make sure everything is ready for the next part, which is filming and editing day. But this day is my favourite day. It's the wow day, it's the pizzazz day. It's the day I get my studio lights up, I do my makeup, and I'm a star. The first thing I do on filming day is I get my studio set up. The studio is actually my bedroom, as most of you already know. So once that is set up, then I get my electronics. So I make sure that I have batteries for my camera, I make sure the microphone is working, and I make sure that I found my remote because that's what I use to start and stop my camera from here. And once I know that all my electronics are working and they've all been checked, then I do my thumbnail pictures. And I usually do this before and after my videos, just to have some variety. And in the middle, I'll film the video. Once I finish filming my main A-roll, then I film my B-roll, and obviously my previous videos I haven't really added much B-roll because it takes extra time, which I don't really have. But in future, I'm really going to try and add some B-roll, you know, make my videos look a bit more exciting. And then once I've got everything together, I'll review the footage and make sure that I have everything I need to, because there have been some times when I've accidentally pressed record at the wrong time. I missed out huge chunks of my video and not realised until I'd already started editing, and I was really paid. Now I review all my footage as soon as I finish filming and before I import it into my editing software. Now I'm not going to talk about exactly what I do to edit because I think that's a whole entire video on its own, but I usually just make a rough draft of the whole thing and then I edit it and refine it in pieces. And as soon as I think that I've gotten everything to the way I like it, I do a quick run through and make sure it's exactly what I want it to be. Then I render. While I'm rendering, that's the time when I do my thumbnails. It usually takes about 40 minutes to an hour and a half to render, so I've got plenty of time to do my thumbnail to the way I like it. I also have a thumbnail template that I use just to make it go that much faster. And hopefully by the time I finish rendering my videos, I've also finished my thumbnail, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. But before I upload to YouTube, I always make sure I do a last check of the video. It's so painful when you've already uploaded your video on YouTube and then you realise that there's something that you should have added. So I always do that before, just so I can edit it quickly and re-render if need be. So if I'm uploading my video to YouTube, this is usually the time that I'll copy and paste all the tags, the description if I haven't already written it, and if not, I'll write it now. And then once I finish the end screen and the card, I'm finished, and all that's needed to be done is to schedule the post for when I want it to be released. And once that's done, I'm free until the next research day when we do it all again. And there you have it. That is my 2 and maybe even 1 day video content creation workflow. What do you think? How long does yours take? Does it take 4 days? Does it take 2 days? Does it take 1 day? Let me know in the comments. Well, until next time, see ya!